So I got a little story to tell you. It's about a revival in the church. It's after the revival had concluded, it was a community revival. Several churches had come together and from different denominations and had a revival. And so after the revival had concluded, the three pastors from various churches that participated in the revival were discussing the results with one another, as pastors did. The Methodist minister said the revival worked out great. It was fantastic. He said we gained 4 new families from the revival. It was great. It was fantastic. The Baptist preacher had to one up, and that's what Baptists do. And he said, well, we did even better than that. We gained 6 new families. And the Presbyterian pastor said, well, wow, that's good, guys, but we did even better than that. We got rid of our 10 biggest troublemakers. I got more, but we got to move on. I'll sit here and make jokes all day long. It's fun. So today, let me do this. If you spend any time with me at all and heard me preach at all, really, you know that I have one very fundamental belief, and that is that God is always at work around us. And the trick is to discern where God's working and go do that. And I said that earlier. We don't have to just invent things to do for God. I think the church has kind of been guilty of that in the past, of just coming up with a program to revitalize the church, and it ain't got nothing to do with what God's doing in the community. Right? So I think we are doing much better than that. But God's always at work around us. So the trick is to do what God's doing and join Him in His work. With that being said, I'm going to preach a sermon. I'm going to teach on a scripture today that I have taught on here before. However, in the last couple of weeks, I've had some folks from Rosedale, I call it the North Campus. It's my North Campus. And then I've had some folks there and some folks here ask me about this specific scripture. And so, recognizing the fact that these people are wanting to go deeper with the Lord, they're wanting to know Him better and grow in their relationship, that is actually God's Spirit drawing them. And so God's working, and so I want to go join in that and teach on the Scripture. So some of you guys may have heard the Scripture before. Well, I mean, all of you have heard the Scripture before. It's very popular Scripture, but you may have heard me speak on it. God's working in this direction. So if you've heard it before or heard some of the same things before, I don't know what he has to say. But God's got a plan, and He's working in this direction right now in this family and at Roseville. And so we're going to just kind of go with that. The scripture is going to be in Mark chapter 10. Mark chapter 10. But before we go there, I want to get there in a roundabout kind of way. I never want to downplay the bold preaching of the gospel. The bold preaching of the gospel is probably the most effective means by which people come to meet Jesus. Not programs, not concerts, but the bold preaching of the gospel. And I never want to downplay that. I'm an evangelist at heart, and I'm very passionate about that. Ron Hartbach did a good job instilling that in my heart and in my mind during my time with him, that evangelism is very important. However, with that being said, I'm very fascinated with the way Jesus brought people to repentance without really saying anything. Without preaching the gospel, but by doing an action. And I'm fascinated by that. So I want to bring out 2 little stories from the Gospels. I'm not going to read them, I'm just going to get the Jeff version. And let's talk about them, and let's do it. To do that, we can interpret Mark chapter 10 in light of these 2 stories. Peter, I think this is in Luke chapter 5. Yeah. Jesus was coming to teach the people. and there was a lot of people, and so they were kind of pressing him, and so he jumped on Peter's boat. This is before Peter was knew anything about Jesus. This is Peter's first encounter with Jesus. And after Jesus had finished with the people, talking to people, he told Peter, hey Peter, push your boat out a little bit, throw your nets out, and get a catch of fish. Peter said, look, we've been fishing all night and ain't caught anything. Nevertheless, this is the New King James Version. Nevertheless, at your word, I'll throw out my net. Now, Peter was a professional fisherman, which means he probably wasn't the nicest guy. I don't know if you've ever been around professional fishermen very much, but they're a rough group of guys. They're not fit and polished. They're just a rough group of guys. Peter probably thought the man was crazy. He probably didn't want to do anything with this, but if it'll shut you up and get you going, I'll throw out the net. It's interesting to me that Jesus told Peter to throw out the nets, N-E-T-S. Peter responded, I'll throw out my net, N-E-T. How often do we do that? Jesus tells us to do something and we just kind of halfway do it. But we all know the story, right? They throw out the net and they catch so much fish they had to call another boat. And the catch almost sank both boats. Imagine if Peter had thrown out through the net and did it what Jesus actually told him to do. This is the church's call to evangelism. And it's also interesting to me that Jesus uses a net full of fish sinking 2 ships as an illustration of the church's role in evangelism. We're satisfied with 3 or 4 people coming in here. And Jesus said, no, the catch-out one's going to almost sink your church. You're going to have such an influx of people, you're not going to be able to cope with it. I mean, that's the standard. That's what Jesus illustrated. Yet, we don't see it. I think a lot of times it's because we fish with fishing poles, which has one hook on it. Thanks, Jay. But we throw out one hook, and we're okay to catch one fish at a time. And that was never the model. The model was throw out nets and catch fish that's going to sink your ship. Reinhard Bonnke's, I talked about him earlier. Reinhard, he's famous for one-liners. One of his one-liners is, if you want to catch fish, stop throwing your net in the bathtub. How many times have we thrown a net in the bathtub? And honestly, we're just doing good. We're just doing better than most by even throwing a net. Anyway, I digress. What happened next? They catch a fish, almost sinks the 2 ships. What was Peter's immediate response? He falls on his knees and says, "Depart from me, Lord, I'm a sinful man." What is that? Repentance. It's repentance. Peter was instantly made aware of his condition. Instantly made aware of his total depraved condition as man without God. Did Jesus preach to him? He just displayed power, and it brought about repentance. Do you get it? Then what did Jesus say? He said, from now on, Peter, you're going to catch men. Jesus' response was to speak destiny over his life. This is what you were created to do, Peter. You spent your life doing this, which is a symbol of what you were always created to do. It's no coincidence you were doing this. But now, your destiny is going to be fulfilled. and you're going to catch men, which is what you were always designed to. I'm a warrior at heart. That's my nature. I've always has been, always have been. And when the Lord found me and called me, it's like he said, your life has been a warrior, which has been similar to what I want you to do, but your real destiny is to be a warrior. It's always about destiny. The second story I want to share with you, if you're not convinced with this one, is Zacchaeus. This is in Luke 19. Remember Zacchaeus, the wee little man? You know. So Zacchaeus was a tax collector, and he was a legitimate, literal tax collector. However, that word also translates to chief sinner. So in other words, Zacchaeus was the worst in town. Some of you guys are sitting here in your mind saying, well, I can't ever really be a good Christian because I'm too bad. Wrong. Zacchaeus was the worst in town. He was the chief sinner. He was a thief. He exploited people. But he told them what else Zacchaeus did. He legitimately collected taxes for the Roman government, but he abused his power, and he stole from people. And he was a very, very, very wealthy man. But it was on the backs of the people in his community. His own people. He exploited his own people, which makes it even worse. But Zacchaeus knew that Jesus was coming to town. People were all over the road. And because he was short, he couldn't see over people. So Zacchaeus sees this tree and says, hey, I'm going to climb that tree. I'll see Jesus. I'm going to see him. I'm going to get up this tree. That's funny to me. It's strange. The Bible is just, God is not without a sense of humor. I just see this grown, little tiny man trying to climb a tree. It's just funny to me. I don't know how to read that story out loud. And so here's this man climbing this tree. You can imagine what all the others thought when they saw Zacchaeus trying to climb the tree, right? They're like, man, I wish I had a pillow. I remember he was stealing from everybody, and he wasn't bothered. Jesus sees Zacchaeus and says, hey, Zacchaeus, today I'm going to eat lunch at your house. I'm going to stay with you. Now, he said something to Zacchaeus that everybody else in the community wanted Jesus to say to them, that I'm going to come to your house. And that's what everybody wanted. That was a great honor for the Christ. Even if they didn't believe he was the Christ, he was a great rabbi, which was a very honorable position. It was a great honor for Jesus to eat at someone's house. And here Jesus picks the chief sinner, the worst in the group. Zacchaeus comes down out of the tree, and I'm just seeing this as I see the story kind of unfolding. The Bible doesn't give this kind of detail. But I can just see Zacchaeus shooting down the tree. Probably falls the last 2 or 3 feet because he's probably in a big hurry, right? So he runs to Jesus, and he probably can't see him run because he's so short. Anyway, I don't know, I'm beating that horse to death. So he runs up to Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus runs up to Jesus, and something awesome happens. He goes off on this weird, that seems unrelated. And he says, Lord, I'm giving half of my wealth to the poor. And if I've wronged anybody, I'm going to give back 4 times what I stole from them. What is that? Repentance. Did Jesus preach a sermon to him? What did he do? He showed one act of honor, and it brought about repentance in Zacchaeus' life. And Jesus' response was this. Today, Zacchaeus, salvation has come to your house. That's the exact words Jesus spoke. Salvation has come to your house because this is awesome. He says, because you are still a son of Abraham. Yeah. Look it up, Luke 19. That's what he said. He said, because you are still a son of Abraham. Luke 19, read it for yourself. It's an awesome story. In Hosea 3, verse 5, it says, in the last days, the knowledge of the goodness of the Lord will increase. In the last days, the knowledge of the goodness of the Lord will increase. Why? Why is that important? Because it's never the fear of the Lord. It's the goodness of the Lord that draws people to Him, not fear. There's a place for fear of the Lord. There is. Peter expressed it because he fell to his knees and said, "Depart from me, I'm a sinful man." There's a place for that. But it's the goodness of the Lord that draws. Usually when I talk about this, somebody will come to me and say, there is no fear of the Lord anymore in the grace covenant. There is none. Because the Lord loves us and we love Him, there is no wrath. There is no fear. It's just love. You can't have fear and love. Obviously that person's never been married. They can exist at the same time. All they do. Don't tell Chrissy that. But they can exist. But it's the goodness of the Lord that I want to focus on. Now, I said all of that to set the stage for this scripture. We're going to go through it real quick. So if you're there, Mark chapter 10. It's the story of the rich young ruler. How many of you guys know that story? Pretty familiar with it? 3 people. 4 people. And now 4 people are raising their hand. All right. Well, let's read it. Verse 17. Mark 10, verse 17. It says, "Now as he was going out on the road, one came running, knelt before him and asked him, 'Good teacher, what shall I do that I might inherit eternal life?' So Jesus said to him, 'Why do you call me good? No one is good but one, that is God.'" Let's stop there for just a minute. It just so happens, so we get this weird thing and we forget, we create a crazy doctrine and we forget that Jesus is God. Don't ever forget that. Yes, He's fully man, but He's also fully God. How does that work? I have no idea. It just works. That's just the way it works. That's the way it is. Verse 19. "You know the commandments. Do not commit adultery. Do not murder. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Do not defraud. Honor your father and your mother." The young ruler answered back and said, "Teacher, all these things I've kept from my youth." So what did he say? Jesus said, to inherit eternal life, here's the commandments you got to keep. And the young ruler said, "I've done all of that." You do it better than me. Anyway, Jesus says, looking at him, it's awesome. This is so awesome. He said, Jesus, looking at him, loved him and said, "Goodness." Goodness. Everybody say goodness. Goodness. Jesus looked at the rich young ruler and loved him. And He said to him, "One thing you lack. Go your way. Sell whatever you have and give to the poor. And you will have treasure in heaven. And come, take up your cross and follow me." But he was sad at this word and went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. We'll stop there for a moment. Here's the question I've been asked the last 2 weeks multiple times. Jeff, I want to go deeper in my relationship with the Lord. I just want to be all His, but I have some money. Do I need to give it all away and be broke and be poor? It's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question. And I'm not making, because some of you are sitting in here and asking me that the last couple of weeks. This is specifically for some of you. It's a legitimate question. But it's important for us to understand that Jesus wasn't talking about money. Let's keep going. Because see, here's the deal. For hundreds of years, people like me have told people sitting in pews and chairs like you, "Give me all your money so you can go to heaven." That's what's been taught. But it just so happens I'm not a people like me. I'm different. And what's the truth? And I don't care about your money. I don't need it. You're not my supply, He is.
Amen.
It's been taught wrong. I've heard preachers tell me specifically. This would be plain. I've heard men of God in this community look at me and rebuke me for having Reinhard Bonnke as my mentor, because Reinhard Bonnke has a multi-million-dollar organization and lives in a beach house in Florida. Men of God should be poor. They should give all they have, because you can't enter the kingdom of heaven unless you broke. To which my response is, how much money do you got in the bank? What's your retirement account looking like? Thoughts of it. It has nothing to do with money. And anyone that tells you that is trying to exhibit control, and be very careful. Jesus is never controlling, He's always inviting. And you change because you get a glimpse of His goodness, not because He's a hard taskmaster. You get it? But it's easy for people that don't know Him to think that about Him. That's why there's no substitute for knowing Him. And I can't do that for you. You have to do that on your own. You can't get the full meaning of this text and stop where I stopped. You have to keep reading. Because the next part explains what Jesus told the rich young ruler. Verse 23. Then Jesus looked around and said to His disciples, how hard is it for those who have riches to enter the kingdom of God? And the disciples were astonished at His words. But Jesus answered again and said to them, I just love this. Jesus is just sometimes a smart aleck. I think that's where Paul got from. He just hits hard. And he hits with truth. And he just don't pull any punches. Now, if I said this to somebody, a rich person sitting in these pews today, I bet you by 11 o'clock tomorrow, I done got a phone call from my district superintendent. Have you lost your mind? You didn't run somebody, a rich person out of your church. They could have funded every project you got. What's wrong with you? Not Jim, Jim's too big for that. But you get what I'm saying. Sometimes Jesus exhibited love that we wouldn't think is love. And it's very important today to understand what love really is, because there's a perverted version of love running around this country. It's called this political spirit, the political correctness spirit, and it tells you that this is love, and in fact it's not. Look, it's the opposite. Amen. Now, I don't care what party you're affiliated with. I don't care. I'm just telling you the truth. Jesus was the standard for the love of God, not political correctness. Verse 24. Jesus said again, children, how hard is it for those who trust in riches to enter the kingdom of God? Well, there's the answer. There's one word there. If it's not against your religion to write your Bible, underline the word trust. That's what it's all about. Jesus continues. He says, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. The weirdest words in the whole Bible. Picture that for a minute. Should that not give you pause and say, where in the world did you come up with that mess? That is weird. A camel and a needle. Come on, I'm not hurting God's feelings. He does this stuff for a reason. A camel and a needle. I mean, I can't even put a piece of thread through a needle, much less a camel. And a camel. It's weird. Anyway. And they were greatly astonished, saying among themselves, who then can be saved? And Jesus looked at them and said, it's almost like Jesus said, you're right, who then can be saved? Nobody. Duh. That's what I've been trying to teach you people since I've been here. Nobody. That's why the law was given in the first place, to teach you who can be saved. Nobody. Everybody say nobody.
Nobody.
Nobody. Jesus said, with men it's impossible, but not with God. For with God all things are possible. So let's unpack this very quickly. Had nothing to do with money. Not one thing to do with money. It had to do with what it always has to do with, and that's this. It's what's Lord in your heart. Are you totally dependent on Him as your supply, or the money you got to make? Well, I'm really believing for this miracle, and I'm going to depend on the Lord until He don't do it in my time frame. Then I'll just go pay for it out of money I got to make. That's not faith. Amen. Honestly, that's why I don't think we see the number of healings here in the USA that I see in India and Honduras and other places. Because in India, they don't need no doctors. They may be some voodoo stuff. They throw some stuff on them, and bury 3 acorns under a pine tree and turn 3 circles around it or something. I don't know. It's some weird stuff going on, but it sure isn't medicine. So when they come to me, or they come to Thomas Jr., for those of you that knew, Thomas Jr. is our guidance in India, but we support him. They don't have another option. And here's how we pray here. Well, I have cancer. I'm believing the Lord for a miracle. But just in case I don't get one, I'm going to go over here and get chemotherapy. Come on. Well, are you preaching against doctors and stuff? Nope, I'm not. And I don't know the answer. I'm just saying it's not faith when you say I'm going to believe in you up until this point, then I'm going to go back to what I know. You guys do with that what you want. I struggle with it myself, and I don't know the answer. I've had cancer, and I don't know the answer. When I had all this stuff in my jaw not long ago, I went to the doctor and did what the doctor said. Well, Jeff, shouldn't you have just stood on faith and believed for a healing? Maybe, but I still went to the doctor. I am an American. That's what we do. I'm just saying, do with that as you will, but I fully believe that's the issue. It's strange to me that Jesus laid out these commandments in verse 19, these particular commandments. Especially because his disciples were just standing right there by him. I just know this, that I'll just guarantee you this one thing. I just know this by the Spirit. Every one of these commandments was broken by the disciples. Every one of them. I mean, come on. You don't have to raise your hand. I'll raise mine. The rich young ruler is doing better than I am. If you want to take from the beginning of my life to now, rich young ruler is doing way better than me because I'm guilty. Just by what Jesus mentioned here, I'm guilty. And I guarantee you this rough group of disciples he's got, of fishermen and tax collectors, they're guilty too. Just like I am. Just like you are. He'll edit that out. So the rich young ruler goes away. Why did he tell him about money? Why did he point out money? Because that was Lord in his heart. I mean, that's as plain as I can make it. That was Lord of his heart. So here's my question. Here's the meat of today. Here's what I want you to take home with if you hear nothing else, here's what I want you to hear. What's Lord in your heart? All your heart. Not just the parts of your heart you won't admit to. Not just the parts of the heart that you'll put on display here in church when we sit here in a nice comfortable building and observe our holiness. No, I'm talking about the whole of your heart where you don't even admit that you have parts of that heart until you're alone by yourself in the dark and nobody else around you. Because that's the part that knows. It's easy for me to give him the parts of the heart that are clean and nice. But what about those bad places? Don't look at me like I'm the only one that's got them. Y'all look at me like, you may have some bad parts. This is kind of good. I don't know what he's talking about. Don't look at me like that. Cowards at a new gate. That's what the problem with the rich young ruler was. His trust was in money. And it was evidence that he didn't believe Jesus was the Christ because he called him teacher. Good teacher. Why are you calling me good? You obviously don't believe who I am. There's only one person good. That's God. Oh, by the way, that's me. That's what Jesus basically said. The disciples said, okay, here's justification. They're talking to each other. Jesus maybe a little ahead on. The disciples are like, man, we might have messed up. You hear what Jesus told this guy? We done left everything we had. Peter, you left the boats and all that fishing gear. Matthew left his tax collecting business. John, you left your whole family. Man, we messed up. There's no way we're going to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Jesus himself said it's impossible. What are we going to do? He's talking about camels through needles. Can you put a camel through a needle? I can't even put thread through a needle. Can you put a camel through a needle? Can any of you people put a camel through a needle? That's the point. Who then can be saved? Nobody. Nobody can be saved when the trust in your heart is on anything other than Him. That's the whole point. Here's the deal. Jesus said, you're right, guys. Nobody can be saved. With men, it's totally impossible. You guys have been trying since God gave the law to Moses. Way back then, y'all were trying to be saved. By putting your trust in something other than me. And you still ain't been able to do it. But don't worry. Because it's not impossible with God. And so here's what I'm going to do. From now on, forever into eternity, I'm going to walk this earth. And I'm going to fulfill that requirement that you guys can't fulfill. I'm going to walk this earth sinless. And then when they put me on the cross and I die, the penalty that you deserve, I'm going to take all the sin and all the world and put it on me. And I'm going to suffer God turning His back from me. The Father, the one in whom I am one with, is going to cut me off. And at that very moment, when I die, that camel's going to go right through that needle, and you'll never have to worry about the needle again. That's what that means. You'll never have to worry about it again. And all you'll have to do is trust in the fact that I've threaded the needle. And you rest in that fact. And you surrender your life to me. You open up your heart. And I'll come make my home with you. And you'll know me. And I'll know you. And we'll have communion. We'll have fellowship. And together we'll displace all the powers of darkness. And we'll watch the kingdom of God come and take over the earth. That's the gospel.
Amen.
So never be fooled by the scripture. Never be fooled by anyone that tells you you have to give up all your money or all your stuff in order to follow Jesus. Now, it may be true that money is your God and you can't do it unless you give it up. It was the case with this guy. But there are some people that are great men and women of God that are multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires. Obviously, they can handle it. Personally, I don't think I'm one of those people. I'm just being honest, all right? I'm just telling you. I just don't know if I'm one of those people. Maybe God's growing me into that. Or maybe that's a prophetic word. But there are some that can. For me, my camel was my identity. Because I was the tough guy. I was the one nobody crossed. You cross me, you'll never cross anybody else again. But let me tell you. That's who I made myself to be. That was my camel. And it wasn't until God stripped me of it that I was able to give my heart to Him. That was my camel. What's your camel? We all got them. Some of us got more than one. But we all got camels. I heard. Some of us in a camel raising business. No, I'm just kidding. But what's your camel? And that's what I want to leave here today with. What's your camel? What's the Lord calling you to lay down? What is above Him on your priority list? Oh, I can tell some stories right now. I don't want to do that. I'm hungry. Jelly's got me in the mood for sushi, so I'm hungry. What's your camel? So here's your homework assignment this week. I'm not going to grade it. You'll grade it. I'm not going to grade it.
See, that's why I graduated from high school.
You got homework now.
Oh, dang.
Lord, what's my camel? What's in my heart that's out of line? What's in my heart that's out of whack? What's above you, Lord? What have I placed my trust in that's not you? And I promise He'll reveal things. And through the power of the Holy Spirit, we'll be changed. And we'll begin to walk, laying stuff down. We'll walk and lay stuff down. And at the end, we'll look like Him. That's the goal, right? For those of you that's never heard me preach before, there's a few of you here. I'm not one of those guys that can bring it in for a nice land and I just kind of crash. We're done. I want to pray. But guys, seriously, some of you have been wanting the next step with the Lord. Some of y'all have been praying for the next step with the Lord. And you don't know why you can't get there. It's because there's a big old stinking camel in the way. And you need to just get rid of the camel. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for this word. Father, I thank you for this awesome opportunity to preach your gospel, even though sometimes I don't walk worthy of it. But Lord, through your grace and through your power, I know that this word is going to produce much fruit in the kingdom. So Father, as we leave this place today, Lord, I pray that we walk this life looking for our camels. And when we see a camel, we just kick it and get it out of the way. Father, I just declare a camel-kicking anointing over every one of us here in this place today, Lord. Lord, let us get our camels out of the way. And Father, if we don't have the strength to do it ourselves, Father, we just ask that you kick our camel for us and get it out of the way. Father, let our hearts be truly open before you. Lord, let us just love you in spirit and in truth, which is a camel-free environment. Father, I just thank you for this awesome word. Lord, I thank you that you are getting rid of the camels in my life. And Father, I just pray that we leave here changed. And that every day we change a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And Father, as far as the word goes about evangelism, a model of so many fish that it sinks our church, Father, I pray that you send so many people in here, our church almost sinks. Lord, that they may hear the gospel. And not that they'll stay, but that we can send them out to make a great impact for the kingdom, an impressive impact for the kingdom of heaven. Father, we love you and we thank you. And it's in Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. Amen.